I really am very intrigued with plant medicine, and I've studied it to some degree myself. But while we're talking about that, I would love to hear a little bit about the plant medicine, maybe the herbs that have been really helpful for you. Some of the ones for me have been L-glutamine and marshmallow root and slippery elm, and but I would love to hear maybe a list of some of the ones that you have found the most effective for yourself and your clients or patients.
Well, absolutely those three for sure. In a product that I formulated because, something they didn't, I only formulate products that don't exist. Like if a product exists, I'll be like, go buy that, because that's easier for me than formulating it myself and, overseeing. I don't do the manufacturer, but I work with the manufacturer to make sure that they produce it properly. And that's, it's all a lot of work. So if I can just send someone to something that's already there, I do. But for my one product that's specifically for healing mucosal lining, it contains slippery elm, marshmallow root, deglycyrrhizinated licorice, so that, it doesn't raise the blood pressure, and pregnant women can use it if they want. Of course, we never recommend that pregnant women take anything, but just saying, or breastfeeding. And then it also contains N-acetylglucosamine, which is kind of similar in action to L-glutamine, but different enough that that I like it. I like to use it on its own. And then L-glutamine we also use separately, either completely on its own on an empty stomach to suck the water out of the colon and firm up diarrhea really fast, or as part of the elemental diet shake that I formulated. It has like 1,000 milligrams of L-glutamine per serving because it's such a rejuvenator for the gut lining, and it really assists the healing. So those for sure. And then my other ones that aloe vera I love, but you have to be really careful of it because, any part of that inner leaf that gets into, there's the clear gel, and then there's the yellowish kind of membrane, and then there's the outer leaf. So you really have to kind of almost leave a layer of the clear gel on the sides and just take right from the inside. Otherwise, it'll have a laxative effect. So, a product that has done that extraction, but yet hasn't added preservatives and citric acid and things like that, because those are irritating to the gut. And then my other two ones that I absolutely adore are comfrey root, which again, there's a whole bunch of cautions, which are, it's like 7,000 people a year die from aspirin, but we're supposed to be careful of comfrey. Now we're back into the big pharma, money racket. So whatever, comfrey, I love it. I love it on open wounds, internally, rectally, into the colon. It is the fastest wound healer ever. And then my other one is wild oregano, because people say to me, you're stranded on desert island. I'm like, I want wild oregano and I want comfrey. I have those two things, I got everything covered, because they are just so. And wild oregano, a lot of people don't know, you probably do, but wild oregano is also an anti-inflammatory, and it's an amazing wound healer. They use it with burn patients. So, and we actually had one of my readers, she got a 3rd-degree burn on her neck. So she's like, I'm going to test that burn patient. So she made a dilution and she photographed the stages of her healing. And she said, yeah, I was surprised because I was prepared for it. She says, there was no discomfort, there was no burning, and it just healed so rapidly. So those would be my top herbs that I like and I like to use.
So awesome. Great. And they're all ones that have been in my radar. Do you make tea with any of them? I have often a comfrey, marshmallow, slippery elm, licorice. Licorice.
Yes, absolutely. And what I tend to do for, I don't like the taste of licorice actually. So I have teas, but I'll only take them if I have to. If there's nothing else, because I just don't like the taste of it. But for my kids and stuff, they don't mind it, so they'll take the teas. And then for the comfrey, though, if you have, bleeding in your colon, the fastest way to get to that is a healing implant enema. So you take the comfrey and the slippery elm and the marshmallow, and you mix it in body temperature water, and you just put as much of it directly up into your colon at a time when you're most likely to have empty bowels, so it can just sit there and that will stop even intestinal hemorrhaging very quickly, like 1 or 2 applications. It's an amazing healer.
Do you recommend the same for aloe vera? A small amount of the inner fillet of the aloe vera up the rectum?
Yes. Yeah. And you can put it in the freezer, to firm it up a little bit to make it easier. Otherwise, it's going to be like inserting mush, right? So you just put it long enough to get it a little bit stiff. And then, yes, you can insert that in the rectum.
Head on over to the listentoyourgut.com homepage, sign up, get Jeannie's free gut guide, and begin your healing today. It can be that easy to get started.